Hello, this is KG Literature Club. Welcome back. Philosophy is something I'm not really interested in, so reading philosophy books is kind of hard for me. If a book is purely on the theoretical concepts of philosophy, I don't even pick it up. What made me interested in this book is the implied storyline. So basically, I expected to be exposed to the wonders of philosophy while being hooked on an entertaining storyline. But expectations never really match reality, and that's what happened here. So today we'll talk about the one book that I'll never, ever finish. So before starting this monster, I read the prologue of the book, and it kind of made me interested in the plot, which is about a father and a son traveling on a motorcycle. That's pretty much the entire premise. But the interesting twist is that the dad has kind of like two personalities, one of them being heavily affected by society, and it's like your normal dad figure, while the other personality is that of an insane philosopher. So that second personality, the insane philosopher, it has been suppressed by psychiatrists and society throughout the years, and pretty much nobody knows that he still has that aspect of his personality except for him. So that whole idea was really interesting to me, but it actually turned out to be more boring than I expected. So the book alternates between descriptions of pretty landscapes, conversations between the dad and his son, and philosophy lectures, pretty much. And I get that philosophy is the whole point of the book, but I could not stand those philosophy lectures and theory and everything. It just took me twice as much time to get through the pages whenever philosophy was involved, and I'm not into that, you know? Maybe this is just my issue with philosophy as a whole, but I feel like a lot of the ideas put forward in this book are just common sense. One of the ideas brought up in the book that I clearly remember was the concept of quality, and they described quality as the evaluation process of an object. So it's not something that an object possesses, instead it's the interaction between the object and the person that's looking at the object. And it sounds fancy, but what I think is just trying to say is that no object has a certain rating because every person has a different subjective view of that object. So quality is very subjective, which is common sense. And that's what I'm saying. All of these fancy ideas can be boiled down to something that is understood by everybody as common sense. And it just kind of blew my mind how many pages were wasted in order to explain this very, very simple idea. And it kind of hurts my heart to even call these things ideas, because I feel like those are just concepts people live with and they should be understood without any explanations, you know? As for the storyline, it was very minimal, and that's what made the book kind of boring, because it was just landscapes, conversations, no actual twists and turns, you know? So because I was really bored while reading the book, I dropped it after having read about 80% of it, and it took me a good 5 months to get those 80% over with. I mean, maybe the story like flourishes towards the end of the book, but I guess I'll never know because I'm not reading another page of this book ever again. Okay, so I would give this book a good 3 out of 10, and that is very generous for the pretty landscapes. It's not my favorite, not at all. I hate this book. If you don't have any common sense and you lack these ideas in your life, maybe this book will be useful for you. But I feel like every person that lives in the society has these ideas at the back of their head already, and they shouldn't be explained. That's it. Thank you for listening. Anyway, thank you for joining me. This is a short one. Love you.